Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the Sun conjunct Mars in a natal chart. Now, first off, what I want to state is that some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So, what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So, anyway, first thing up is, well, as far as this aspect goes, the Sun conjunct Mars in a natal chart, there may be very intensified focus, on matters, on things that drive and motivate you. And say if you have your Mars in Aquarius, those things that drive and motivate you can include, computers, electronics, astrology, astronomy, meteorology, aviation, even innovation and new technology. Now, this aspect can give an exorbitant amount of energy. You're talking about two planets both connected with our energy and vitality. It can give a lot of drive and motivation as well, and the incentive just in general, in your life. And the thing is, I'm actually going to look at the, sign it's in. I mean, if Mars is in, Cancer or Pisces, naturally the energy may be a little bit less than otherwise indicated, but it still can give ample energy. If I'm not mistaken, NFL legend Barry Sanders, who was a running back for the Detroit Lions, I think he had the Sun conjunct Mars in his natal chart, but you may want to check on that to confer on the internet and verify that. But it can give certain like athletic prowess and ability, this aspect. Now, another thing about the Sun conjunct Mars in a natal chart, it could, shine the light, so to speak, on leadership prowess and ability. Say for example, if Mars is in Leo, that leadership prowess and ability may be doing something, with film, something with acting, being a director, of a movie, or something, associated, with being maybe some kind of owner of some, board game or video game, company, because Leo is associated with games. If Mars is in Virgo, as another example, it could be over some, company, being, some leader or manager in some company connected with statistics or analytics or even health and fitness in some cases. And also, too, keep in mind, the Sun is about our ego. So if you have this aspect in your natal chart, the ego may be strongly connected, with matters that involve physical strength, which is Mars. And, it could be, such as working out vigorously, being able to perform, at your job, using a lot of physical strength. And, and this is where, you feel like you can show others that you have that physical strength to actually do things, whether it's work related or something else. This can be, something where it does impact your ego one way or the other. And another thing, about this too, this aspect, the Sun conjunct Mars in the natal chart, leaders and, the sexual connections, which is Mars, may have, figure more prominently in your life, which is the Sun, than most others. And, the thing about it is, if you have, say your Sun is in Aries, well, that life can be one in which you express, ability to pioneer, to innovate, a life that may be adventurous, one with a lot of activity, and, one, where you're very energetic, or doing something with the military, or expressing some kind of, leadership ability. This aspect can indicate, certain leadership prowess and ability. Anyway, then if you have it, the conjunction in the Sun, like Aries, I mean, forget it. I mean, it can be very, tremendous, exorbitant amount of leadership prowess and ability that one may exude. Now, another thing about this aspect too is that this can put more, of that focus and attention of just the Sun on what you have, that enthusiasm for, which is Mars. And if Mars is in Taurus in your natal chart, that enthusiasm, may be connected with things like geology or working as a pawnbroker or working in stocks, doing something with agriculture, architecture, gardening, cultivation as some examples. And the thing about, this too, is that, the physique that the person may have, may be, somewhat robust and sturdy. This can give a very, a strong, physical body, whether it could be wiry or even stocky. Now, of course, you got to look for contraindicators in the natal chart. I mean, if you have this aspect, but yet, let's say your rising sign is Gemini, you might be a little bit thinner than otherwise indicated by this aspect. But the thing is, one way or the other, this can give, again, the tremendous amount, of vitality and energy. And you may be very strongly, driven and motivated, which is the sun. It could be toward, sexual matters, which is Mars. And the thing is, if the Mars is in Gemini as an example, the sexual people that you may be attracted to sexually, maybe ones that are younger or exhibit some kind of animated, whimsical, vivacious qualities. For some people that are versatile, they may actually be Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody Gemini, characteristics. Now, another thing about this aspect as well is, fundamental basic character, which is the Sun, may be more courageous and even combative than otherwise indicated. This person in general may be somebody, that's aggressive, also assertive and outspoken and forceful. Now, I have the Sun conjunct Mars in Cancer in my natal chart. I even had someone, ironically, that was an Aries Sun, and he likely had Aries rising as well, told me that I needed to be more passive. I thought that was very ironic. It's like the pot calling the kettle black, basically. But anyway, I guess I don't really see myself as being, overly, too aggressive or assertive or what have you. But anyway, the thing about this aspect too is that the actions, may often, be connected with courage or bravery, standing up for yourself or others, confronting, others. You may be more confrontational than otherwise indicated in your natal chart. If the conjunction stays in Aquarius, it could be standing up matters just with human rights in general. If Mars is in Pisces, it could be fighting for the passive, the weaker, the defenseless people that are, in a less fortunate situation, such as the oppressed, the impoverished, the homeless, and the hungry. And another way, this aspect may manifest, it could be having, physical related, which is Mars issues. It could be with the heart, the upper back, the spine, or the left or right eye, depending on, general. And the thing is, could also be, having, this aspect. And those things that I just described, the heart, upper back, spine, left or right eye, depending on gender, that's connected with the sun. Now, the confidence, which is the Sun, you may have a lot of that in matters with sports, and athletics, and which is Mars, and also, you may express a lot of energy or expend a lot of energy, which is Mars, to attain the basic wants in your life, which is the Sun. Let's say that you have, the Sun in the zodiac sign Cancer, the things that you want, naturally maybe tied in with home, your family, matters, expressing your matters with traditions. It could even be doing, something Cancerian related, introverted activities, doing something with laundry, plumbing, cooking, restaurant, culinary work. As some examples, just having that safety and security in your life in general. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.